Commander?
Admiral?
Are you ready to bring the might of the galaxy to bear on the Reapers?
Yes, sir.
Alright guys, it's no secret to anybody who's actually come to TYG.com before that I'm a big Mass Effect fan. Big fan of the series. I wrote a couple of articles when Mass Effect 3 first came out. If you go back and read those articles, you'll see that I wasn't a big fan of the ending. And the reason for that is the ending was kind of tacked on to a really good game. Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2 were complete experiences right out of the box. I had no complaints about them. They're some of the best video games I've played this console generation. Mass Effect 3, the first 95% of that game, AAA. The last 5% kind of felt like a band-aid because EA was forcing BioWare to push Mass Effect 3 out the door. So I'm happy to see that BioWare a couple days ago released the extended cut. It was free, which was the best thing they could have done as far as I'm concerned. They went back, they added some stuff to the ending. They did a lot to make sure that the ending made a lot more sense. So I'm going to stop talking for a bit. I'm going to give you guys a small preview of the neutral ending, which probably by the time this video gets up will already be on YouTube. But it's the playthrough that I did originally, where I picked the green ending, and this is now me doing the green ending in the extended cut, so you guys can get like a small idea of what BioWare changed, what they added. And then when that little peek is over, I'm going to come back and talk about what I think they could have done better, or what I think they did really well. One of the things that bothered me the most at the ending of Mass Effect 3 was you're charging this beam to get teleported to the Citadel, and you have two companions that are running with you, and all of a sudden they're just gone. There's a small explosion, a Mako gets toppled, and then they disappear. BioWare actually explains here what happens to your companions and why they're not with you on the Citadel and the final push to the beam. It is a little bit unrealistic that the Normandy would fly in just to pick up, Ashley and Garrus. There's a space battle going on right now, but, I mean, at least they explained why they weren't with you, so I guess we'll just leave that alone.
You gotta get out of here.
With all due respect, Commander.
Don't argue with me, Ash.
Damn it, I can do this.
Then again, if any pilot in the Alliance is going to do this, it's got to be Joker. Anybody else would have just crashed into Big Ben, probably.
Take care, Ash. Go!
Now I jumped ahead a little bit. This is when you start speaking to the Catalyst.
What are you?
A construct. An intelligence designed eons ago to solve a problem. I was created to bring balance, to be the catalyst for peace between organics and synthetics.
So you're just an AI?
Inasmuch as you are just an animal, I embody the collective intelligence of all Reapers.
But you were created.
Correct.
By who?
By ones who recognized that conflict would always arise between synthetics and organics. I was first created to oversee the relations between synthetic and organic life, to establish a connection. But our efforts always ended in conflict, so a new solution was required.
The Reapers.
I really like that they added in a little bit more information about what was going on here.
Where did the Reapers Reapers come from? Did you create them?
My creators gave them form. I gave them function. They, in turn, give me purpose. The Reapers are a synthetic representation of my creators.
And what happened to your creators?
That
I
sucks.
became the first true Reaper. They did not approve, but it was
Okay,
the
and
only
here is
solution.
the big green light. Everybody's seen this before. This just explains how Joker ends up in warp space, running away from the battle, which everybody had a big problem with, including myself. At least you now know that Admiral Hackett gave the order to withdraw, and that's why, you know, he was
We need
in
to
warp.
go.
Damn it. This is a little bit further in the ending to show you guys how, you know, things got resolved after Shepard made his choice. Or her choice, in my case. This is on Palaven. Same green light. This is on Chichanka. You see the Krogan. And now we're going to jump right to the end. Now this is the part I really like. This wrapped up the game, I think, in a really nice manner.
I am alive. All of us, synthetic and organic, have been changed. The war is over, and the Reapers are helping to rebuild, where once they threatened us with extinction. They now bring us the collective knowledge of the cultures that came before. As a galaxy, we can now live the lives we have wished for. Taking our first steps into a new and wonderful future, where organics and synthetics can coexist peacefully.
Okay guys, and that's the end of my playthrough of the extended cut DLC. You guys only saw some snippets there. I really kind of just gave you the highlight reel. You know, if you have Mass Effect 3, download the extended cut DLC, play the game. It adds a lot to the experience. It actually fixes that 5% that I had a huge issue with when I first played the game. And I'm kind of sad that this wasn't the ending we got when the game launched. But BioWare has fixed that. I'm really happy with what they did. Sure, there's some plot holes. I mean, it makes no sense that Joker would like land on Earth, pick up Ashley and Garrus, and then fly back to rejoin the fight. But I'm willing to let that go because it at least explained why Ashley and Garrus weren't with me on the Citadel. Other than that, though, I really don't have any issue with it. Sure, there's a lot of like sci-fi magic hand waving with the explosions, suddenly turning everybody into cyborgs. Again, I'm gonna let that slide because really, at this point, I can't really complain. And it does end really well. It does give you that sense of finality. I also really like that BioWare took the time to make a free DLC to address the complaints that the fans had of the series, because I really loved Mass Effect 3. spent a lot of time playing Mass Effect, the series, all 3 of the games, and you know, the ending kind of let me down. I'm really glad that BioWare went out and fixed that issue. Well, I also wanted to mention, just before we end off the video, BioWare actually went back and lowered the galactic readiness requirements for the perfect endings. So now, or not all the perfect endings, all the endings. So now, instead of needing the 6,000 plus points you would have needed in galactic readiness to get the best ending, you can get that ending for 3,100 points. I believe that's the number. And that makes it a lot easier. You don't have to go back and play multiplayer when you download the DLC to get your galactic readiness up. You basically just jump in right after the Cerberus mission and do Priority Earth, which is really good if you're, you know, trying to do a video for the website. But other than that, I really like that they lowered that for another reason. Multiplayer might not be around in 3 years, and if I want to replay the Mass Effect series, I want to have the ability to go back and play the single-player campaign without having to, like, you know, hope that somebody somewhere is still playing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer so I can get my galactic readiness up. It's a really cool thing that they did in that sense, because, you know, it lets you have the replayability that you would want in an RPG, because I think that's a major draw for RPGs, is the story. And, you know, I can go back and replay some of my favorite RPGs no problem, and I'm really glad that I'm going to be able to do that with the Mass Effect series. Anyway, I'm G from that'syourgarbage.com, and thank you for watching.